Hello everyone, and this is my Better Late Than Never June 2024 Hits and Misses video. So I have a lot that I want to share, and I want to start with a little debate that I'm having with my large wolf jewelry box. My Disney collection has really grown, and I usually like to keep it separate from my other bracelets. So I've been storing my Disney bracelets right here at the top of my jewelry box. But as you can see, they're starting to stack up a little bit and they're kind of outgrowing this space. So I've been debating about adding my Disney collection to an empty Stackers jewelry box that I have. So I have two different versions of the lidded Stackers. This one here is the one that's specifically for charms. It includes a charm rod and then two bracelets. And then the other version I have is this one here, and this one I actually removed the jewelry roll because I think that Stackers made a bit of a design mistake because they made it so large that it would make indents and impressions on this top part here. So I kind of removed it and I just smoothed it down a little bit. I didn't try too hard to kind of get rid of the indents, but it's a little bit more practical for me. So there's this version as well. And then I do have some empty trays. So I have this tray right here. So I'm not sure that I need this for my Disney collection. And then this one here is really nice because you can remove these little partitions right here. And then these ones remove, and then you can use charm rods. And then finally, I believe they call this the necklace layer, and I've got it upside down because you can see the Stackers writing. But you can use it for bracelets or also for charm rods as well. So, and then I have one more layer. Yeah, this one right here. And this one's a little bit of a mess. I keep a lot of my little extra baggies right here and just little random stuff I'm not using right now. And then here is the ring roll that fits nicely inside. So this is how I would be storing rings if I wanted to separate my Disney rings. So I initially had all of these layers for my Troll Beads collection, and then I switched over my Troll Beads collection to the supersize Stackers jewelry box. And I'm not regretting that. Actually, I kind of like it stored in the supersize. I'm not going to be growing my Troll Beads collection much further. That's going to be a separate video where I'm going to be talking about that. So that's kind of maxed out. So I do have these classic jewelry box trays available to me. So I'm doing the debate whether or not I want to be adding my Disney collection to these trays. And let me just open up my Wolf jewelry box here. And then right here, I have my Pandora Me. This is how I store them. And I just have them in little baggies. And I think I'll just make that a little bit more roomy and move that over to this section. And then inside this little cubby hole, this is where I have the older Essence collection with all those little beads. And I'm really, really loving this collection still. So I just kind of keep it underneath this little partition. So now that I've done that debate with you, I want to share with you a few updated bracelet designs or bracelets that I'm working on. And this is my Beauty and the Beast bracelet. And I've changed it around again. I'm just not quite liking what I had before. I used to have the 3 roses right in the center here, like this rose in the middle, and then the yellow, and then the pink version. But it wasn't quite right to me. I didn't like having the 3 charms that were all the similar size right in the center. So I've come up with this design here. So I've got the white mini Muranos, and then I've got the yellow rose, and this is Belle's Murano right here. There are a few little placeholders on this bracelet, in particular right in the center here. This is the Ice Crystal charm, I believe it's called. And it's a beautiful charm, but I think it's more suited to winter or a celestial theme. So this is a bit of a placeholder. I wanted to see what it looked like having a CZ fill charm right in the middle of this bracelet. Not yet completely sold on this one right here. It's a beautiful charm, and it does have that nice regal look to it that would kind of match this design in the center. And then on this side of the bracelet, this regal heart is also a bit of a placeholder. Another update is on this leather bracelet that has the clamshell clasp. And I used to have my Finding Nemo charms on here with a few Muranos and some clips, and I just wasn't loving it. It just felt awkward with the weight of those charms. So I took them all off, and now I just have this as a plain bracelet for stacking. So what I've done is I've added those charms onto this open bangle, and I'm loving this design right now. It's very plain and simple. And in the center of the bracelet, I have Dory and Nemo, and in the middle is this charm here that's, I think it's called the Blue Wave. And it was in Pandora's sale for 50% off. Initially it was 30%. And I decided to hold off on getting a second one because I was thinking, 30%, I think it might go a little bit deeper. And it did. It went to 50% and sold out before I had a chance of picking up a second of these charms, a second of this charm. So unfortunately, I just have the one, but I think I've made peace with that because I really like this design of just having the two fish dangles with this charm right in the middle. And I also like how the bails of these dangles are just plain, and it kind of matches with the little stoppers as well. Next, I thought I would share with you some bracelet designs that I really enjoyed in the month of June, and this is my little fairy Bella bot. It's a design that I recently created using these teal daisies, and I find this bracelet so fun to wear. I really like the balance of the colors and the dangles and that light blue, and these Muranos are so beautiful. So this little Bella bot, I wore quite a bit actually because I just found that she didn't make the bracelet too dressy, and it was kind of like an everyday bracelet for me. Another design that I really enjoyed in June, June was not the hottest month here where I live. It was a little bit rainy. So this was a perfect design because it was still definitely springtime weather in June. We're right now in the heat of summer, but June was a little bit more of a springtime feel to it. So this is one of my Enchanted Garden bracelets, and I really enjoyed this one in June. I wore it quite a bit. The charms on here are so beautiful, and I love the balance of all the colors. I'm not really a purple person or a pastel person, but this bracelet makes the exception for me. It's a little bit different for me, and I absolutely love it. And I don't know that I've shared this bracelet a lot in previous videos, so I just want to share with you some of my favorite charms on this bracelet. And one of them is at the very end here, and it's an open work. And do you see that little fairy just kind of nestled in among the flowers and the butterflies? Such a beautiful, underrated charm. And there's two fairies included on this charm. And then we've got the little standard owl. Pandora's older animal charms will always have a special place in my heart. The cute little tulip dangle. We've got some vintage charms on here. And then the first of these Muranos with the little bees set inside. Beautiful Murano. And then I've got the older chicken. Again, a nice little older animal charm. The dove. And then in the center of this bracelet, this is a beautiful charm. It's the ugly duckling charm. So let's see if I can actually get it facing the right way. Here we go. Look how beautiful this little swan is. Isn't it gorgeous? This is the part of Pandora that I miss, when they kind of did these like more vintage looking charms. And the design is so beautiful. Now they're just a little bit more CZ filled. Versus, I don't know, it's just a different feel. Like it's hard to kind of, for me to put it into words, the difference and how Pandora has changed throughout the years. There's still gorgeous charms, what they're releasing now, but they're just different. And then I have the little bunny rabbit dangle, and here is a little blossom charm. And then this one is really sweet. This is the little lovebirds, and you've got the little heart dangling down. It says love, and then on the other side it says you. This next bracelet design is one that I wore a lot in the month of June, and I've shared this one with you probably multiple times in many videos, so I'm not going to go over all of these charms again, but this is my spring flower bracelet design with my little Pandora panda right in the center. And This one I think gets a lot of wear because I only have 2 dangles on this bracelet. So I find the bracelets without a lot of dangles, I tend to wear them a little bit more casual outings versus my dressier outings. So again, with my life right now, I have a lot more casual outings in comparison. So this is a design that gets worn a lot. This bracelet design is called my grandma bracelet, and I just love this one. This one just makes my heart feel so happy when I see this one come together. The colors on here have the blues and the turquoise and a little bit of teal maybe, and it's just got some beautiful older charms on here, and they just remind me of my grandparents. Just so beautiful. This bracelet's very, very special for me. These green opalescent charms are still also a favorite of mine. I just absolutely love the colors in them, the deep blue and the deep green. They're so, so pretty with the gold. So this bracelet, I managed to have enough dressy occasions that I wore this one, and it matched one of my dresses just absolutely perfectly. It was like it was made for that dress. And this bracelet is a bit of a work in progress, and I'm combining in some 14 karat gold charms with some cabochon kiss spacers. And then I've got some two-tone clips on here. So this one is a work in progress. I really like the direction that it's taking. These cabochon kiss spacers are just stunning because they used actual gemstones. I am going to be polishing this bracelet because my cabochon spacers have been stored and they haven't had a polish in quite a while because I won't soak them in any liquid. It's just going to be a little bit of a polishing cloth. But so beautiful. So I've got a few different of these spacers on here, like with the amethyst, and here's the ruby, the pink opal. I'm thinking I want to put a blue topaz on here as well. And what inspired this bracelet design with all of these cabochon kiss spacers is this little 14 karat gold charm right here. And this charm is called Fresco, and I just think this is one of my favorite 14 karat gold charms that Pandora has ever created. All those different colors of CZs together. So I was inspired by this charm to create this bracelet design using the cabochon kiss spacers. In June, I made only one pre-loved purchase, and I found this safety chain at my local Value Village, and for that price, I thought I would take a chance and see whether or not it was authentic. I do have this raindrop safety chain in my collection. I think I've got 2 of them, maybe 3. It's a safety chain that I really like because of that oxidized detail combined in with the silver. So this one looks like it needs a bit of a polish. The chain is definitely oxidized, but I'm curious whether or not it is authentic. So I thought we would compare the hallmarks together with one that I have in my collection. So here's the hallmark kind of tucked in on that oxidized raindrops there. So the S925. Right now I'm looking at the space between the S and the 9, and it looks like it's a little bit too much space, but I'll have to compare to what I have. And then I've got the ALE on underneath there. So I'm just taking a look at the spacing and the font. So I pulled out a bracelet that I have this safety chain on, and this is my Star Wars bracelet. I haven't worn this one since the winter time. It's a little bit more of a winter bracelet design for me, and it combines in the gold and the black. And so let's take a look at this safety chain. And here you can see the hallmark tucked inside, and it is a little bit different. Next, I want to compare the size of the 2 safety chains, and they're actually pretty similar. The thing with this safety chain is Pandora had it in its inventory for so long that they do tend to change the hallmark a little bit. So the sizing is actually pretty similar. So I just opened up my jewelry box and I found 2 more bracelets that have this raindrop safety chain. So I just want to take a quick look at these hallmarks. And here they are side by side. So the upper safety chain is the Value Village one. I'm just going to quickly compare it to the last safety chain that I have, the 3rd one. And this one is also on a summer bracelet design. So let's just find the hallmark here. And speaking of cabochon kiss spacers, there is the blue topaz right next to this safety chain. Isn't it stunning? Do you see that little flash that's included there? And unfortunately, the hallmark on this one is not quite as deep. It's hard for the camera to pick it up. So I think the other examples I have are better comparisons. So my debate continues whether or not this is an authentic safety chain. It does screw on nicely onto a bracelet, and I think I'll be using it regardless of whether or not I think it's authentic or not. Just because I'm not really fussed on my safety chains. They're not something that I really collect. I just find them maybe useful to have on a bracelet. So I'll be using this one regardless. And also recently I was going through my jewelry box and I was just kind of sorting and organizing a little bit. And I came across this bracelet here. And I believe this one was called the Heraldic Radiance with the padlock. They also had a charm in this. And for some reason, I just don't seem to be wearing this bracelet a lot. It comes together very nicely and secure. I don't have many Pandora rose bracelets. I think this is the only one that I have. And I do have the clasp with Pandora rose, but not the actual bracelet. So I was doing the debate whether or not I'd be wearing this one with charms or I don't know. It's actually really pretty. So this is a bit of a miss for myself in not loving this bracelet more and wearing it, but it's been pretty untouched for about a year. And I also want to thank everybody for your support and watching my videos, leaving me comments and thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. Take care. Bye-bye.